What's goody guys, David here. My Hero Academia is the shit right now, but do you ever wondered how each quirk works? Today I want to explain how each quirk from class 1A works, but I only explain from the anime perspective, cause in the manga their abilities are further beyond. You know, plus ultra and stuff. Anyway, let's start with the video. So, let's start with seed number 1, Yuga Aoyama. His quirk is called Navel Laser. Yuga's quirk allows him to shoot lasers out of his navel. If he uses it too much, his stomach will apparently collapse. Student number 2 is Mina Ashido. Her quirk is called Acid. Mina's quirk allows her to shoot out a corrosive liquid from within her body and can control the degree of solubility as well as its viscosity. She can use it offensively, but has shown utility as well as such as melting handholds for herself to climb with. She is also known to secrete the acid from her feet in order to slide around. But why is she pink and looks like a fucking alien? Anyway, I think everybody loves her. Froppy, aka Tsuyu Asui. Her quirk is called Frog Form. Basically, she can do anything a frog can. Seed number 4 is Tenya. His quirk Engine allows him running with super speed. It is manifested in form of engines in his claws, and he can switch between 3 gears depending on the situation. So he isn't a fast runner only, his kicks are pretty powerful as well. Seed number 5, Ochako Uraraka. She is able to manipulate gravity, such as making objects weightless or making objects float upon by touching them with her quirk Zero Gravity. By closing her fingers together, she cancels the effects of her quirk. If she uses it too much, around 3 tons, or if she makes herself float, she will suffer from nausea and possibly vomit as a result. Student number 6, Mashiro Ojiro. His quirk is named Tail. Maybe it's unexpected, but it gives him a strong sturdy tail. He mastered to use his tail in a perfect way and showed creative abilities with it. Mashiro uses it to jump higher, for a speed boost, swinging between buildings, and mostly for beating the shit out of his opponent. I think that's the main reason for his hero name, martial arts hero Tailman. Seed number 7, Danke Kaminari. His quirk Electrification allows him to shoot electricity from his body. However, exceeding his wattage limit causes his brain to short circuit and needs to charge up his quirk by using a phone charger. Seed number 8, Adzero Kirishima, aka The Rock. Just joking. His quirk is named Hardening, and it gives him the power to harden and sharpen any part of his body. The ability not only protects him from physical attacks, but also from heat and shockwaves. The drawback to his quirk is that there is a limit to how much damage the hardened skin can withstand and will cause the hardening to slow, dissipate and lose stamina. Seed number 9, Koji Koda. His quirk is called Animal Voice. Basically, it gives him the ability to command and control any animal, and the animals do what this motherfucker say. To exert his control, the animals have to hear him. Student number 10, Rikido Sato. His quirk Sugar Rush allows him to increase his strength 5-fold for 3 minutes by consuming 10 grams of sugar. For every additional 10 grams of sugar he ingests, he extends the time of increased strength by another 3 minutes. However, when converting sugar into strength, his cognitive functions gradually drop, making him very sleepy afterwards. But do you even lift, bro? Bruh. Student number 11 is Metsu Shoji. His quirk is called Doubly Arms. It allows the tips on his tentacles to replicate parts of his body. Metsu can also use his tentacles to make duplicates of his body parts, such as an extra arm, and can use them as decoys. As a result, Metsu is able to hear better, see through more angles at a time, and even glide in the air. Student number 12, Kyoka Jiro. Quirk Earphone Jack. Kyoka's quirk allows her to plug the jacks that hang from her earlobes into all sorts of things and channel the sound of her heartbeat into them. The vibrations cause havoc inside the plugged objects. Her quirk also allows her to hear very well. She also can plug the jacks into the boots of her costume, which have speakers that allow her to shoot sound in a specific direction. Kyoka can use her earphone jacks to catch sounds, giving her the ability to hear across even extremely thick walls. Seed number 13, Hanata Zero. Hanata's quirk tape allows him to eject cellophane tape-like material from his elbows, as well as retract it. It appears to be somewhat sturdier than regular tape. His quirk allows him to wrap up people like rope, use it to swing large distances and get up high places, create traps that can capture people, and he can also make both sides sticky. It's unknown exactly what the drawbacks to his quirks would be, but it appears that overusing can cause Hanada a certain level of pain. Student number 14, and one of my favorite students, Fumikage Tokoyami. Dark Shadow is like Moriya's devil fruit. Fumikage is the host of a sentient shadow beast that he can materialize and contract to, and form his body freely. Fumikage can utilize Dark Shadow for various purposes, including defending himself. In spite of his versatility, Dark Shadow energy is limited and can be drained by sunlight. When it runs out of energy, Dark Shadow retracts back into Fumikage. The personality, strength, defense and control of the shadow-like monster depends on the lack of sunlight and Fumikage's surroundings. During the day, Dark Shadow is weaker and smaller in size, but still has considerable strength and defense as well as easier to control. During the night, Dark Shadow is stronger and bigger, which grants it great strength in defense and size, powerful enough to rip out and cut down multiple trees with ease. However, Dark Shadow is more difficult to control at night, causing Fumikage to lose control. Seed number 15 and my favorite character in the whole anime, Shoto Todoroki. I think he has a quirk with huge potential. Half cold, half hot, gives him dual pyrokinase and surokinase divided between his left and right sides. The appendages on his right side can drastically lower temperatures of anything they touch, enough so to create large waves of ice. The limbs on his left side generate heat and allow Shoto to create and shoot streams of fire. The drawback to his quirk arises from his need to maintain his own body temperature, as excessive use of his ice power causes Shoto to suffer from frostbite. The frost that covers his body slows him down physically and weakens the strength and speed of his ice attacks. However, his weakness can be counteracted if Shoto uses his left side to offset the low temperature. The side effect to prolonged use of his fire side has yet to be revealed. As noted by Stain, one of Shoto's greatest weaknesses is his heavy reliance on the devastating power of his quirk. Another shortcoming is that Shoto is unable to fully control the fire and ice he generates. While he is capable of using these two abilities simultaneously, he has said that he isn't used to doing this and still needs practice in dual wielding his quirks. Student number 16, Toru Hagakure. She is completely invisible. It is unknown if it's permanently active or can be activated and deactivated at will. Student number 17, Katsuki Bakugo aka Katchan. Katsuki's quirk, Explosion, allows him to sweat nitroglycerin from his palms and detonate at will to create explosions. The more Katsuki sweats, the stronger his explosions become. He usually uses small powerful explosions from his hands to not only blast his opponents, but to propel himself and navigate through the air as well. The blasts are powerful enough to send Katsuki flying at his opponents without much time for them to react, and he can use them swiftly enough to evade incoming attacks even in the air. Katsuki suffers somewhat from the impact of his explosions due to recoil, but the overall effect is minimal given his physical prowess. He is able to set off constant explosions around him without feeling any negative repercussions, even after many powerful blasts. However, overuse can result in Katsuki hurting his arms from the recoil of powerful explosions. Our future number 1 hero in seed number 18, Izuku Midoriya. His quirk One for All is a transferable quirk given to him by All Might. Izuku's quirk gives him access to stockpiled power, granting him superhuman strength and greatly enhanced agility and mobility by spreading the power through his body. Though he has yet to demonstrate superhuman speed, immense reflexes and durability on the level of All Might, Izuku has shown to be able to properly control a small percentage of One for All's power, using it to enhance its strength, speed and agility. If Izuku does not keep One for All below his current limit, his body can be immensely damaged from the force of his movements. One of the funniest characters is student number 19, Minoru Minetta. His quirk Pop-Off allows him to produce and pull ball-shaped objects from his head. The duration of its adhesive quality is determined by his overall health. He can pull a large amount of these objects from his head. However, if he overuses it, it can cause bleeding. Last but not least, student in seed number 20, Momo Yaoyarozu. Her quirk is called Creation. It gives her the ability to create any non-living material from her uncovered body through the molecular manipulation of her fat cells. As long as she has an understanding of how something is made, she can create it. However, it takes her a longer period of time and more of her skin being exposed to create large objects. She states that the more she eats, the more material she has to work with, so she needs considerable ingestion of food for her quirk to be effective. So that's it for the video. I hope you learned something about the quirks from class 1A. If you like this type of video, subscribe to our channel. A like would be nice too, so stay tuned for the next video. Sayonara, and don't forget to stay kuru!